Bruh, if you guys didn't just get to see the live Cyberman charity match, you guys missed out on cinema. This is definitely the best game they've ever had. I don't think there will ever be a charity match that they do that's going to be better than this. But let's get into the beans and potatoes. So first off, the score was 10-9. And for the first time in Sidemen charity match history, it went to penalties, which is already a big dub in my books. So I think the first person I want to talk about is Sketch. Yes, we're talking about the same Sketch. Sketch got player of the match, and he definitely deserved it with the performance he put on for us. Honestly, I knew Sketch had a bit of athleticism. I've seen him like play certain sports. You know, he's alright. He's not too good. He's not really bad. But the way he played goalkeeper in this game, bro, Premier League defense this guy was putting on everyone, bro. Lockdown. If this guy was in 2K, he would only be a straight lockdown, bro. 99 to every defensive stat. Sketch blocked at least a good 10 to 12 shots, and that included one of the final penalties that ended up winning them the game. Now, if we go to the other side, XUC, we don't really see much of a good performance. It's kind of the same as last year. XUC definitely played a lot better this year. I'll give him that. But he still kind of looked very lost. He looked way more lost than Sketch, which is funny because XUC has previous experience with a charity match. And Sketch, this is literally the first time him, I think, basically playing soccer. And I know, it's called football, but the Americans, they're gonna use soccer. Yeah, he kind of just dropped the ball in every way. Some big highlights I want to talk about: Speeds, 2 goals. Kai Snat scoring a goal, and Josh, thank the Lord, Josh scoring for the first time in charity match history, completing the Sideman's goal of Josh to a goal, whatever the fuck they called it. Finally, every Sideman actually has a goal. And it's really weird because at the beginning half, Simon and Toby were both trying to force feed Josh goals. They were trying to like cross it. They were trying to get him good positions. For some reason, Josh is just really awkward when it comes to positioning when he's right in front of the goal. There were so many chances where like Simon or Toby could have just kicked it in, crossed it to a different person, but they gave like Josh at least a good like 8 opportunities in just the first half. Pretty decent ones as well. There was a couple dimes, bro. There's some beautiful fucking dimes in there that Josh just couldn't finish. It was very frustrating seeing it because we went into the first half and it was like maybe like it was 2-4. Obviously, All Stars FC were winning, and it's crazy because it was 2-4 because Simon, Toby, and Manny just didn't want to actually get a goal. They just wanted Josh to get the goal. They were just forcing it, and in the end, Josh actually didn't score off any of those 3 or any other player in general. He ended up getting a penalty. I forgot how or when. I think someone like kicked him, knocked him over, you know, same old shit. He got a penalty against Sketch. Beautiful kick. He did a beautiful kick. I think it was somewhere on the left. I know it was somewhere on the left. It's just so funny that Josh had so many opportunities from other people. They could have he got so many assists, but he actually scored basically just doing it by himself, and in a penalty as well. I mean, a penalty is probably the best for him because he was practicing that with Simon. Speaking of halftime, after halftime, it was 2-4 to the All Stars FC. In like the next 10 or 20 minutes, so around like the 60th to 65th minute, the Sidemen went from 2-4 to 4 to 6-4, but then the All Stars strike back 4 goals in a row. So now it's 8-6 to the All Stars. Where it was just going back and forth, so many goals. It's like the average for the Simon charity match is around like 5 for each team, so around like 10 goals. This game had 19 goals. Well, actually, technically had more because of penalties, but I don't count those. Like the end score was 10-9. Come on. But it looks very shaky for the Simon. But bro, just out of nowhere, the Simon just get 2 goals. It's 8-8. It's tied. And they actually have an opportunity to get a goal. Toby's kicking a corner. I forgot who they had in the box, but they had like 3 people in the box, obviously. Toby kicks the corner. Boom. He fucking wigs it. And when I tell you, this corner kick was fucking perfect. It was literally perfect. Angry Ginge could have actually blocked it, but he missed it. He was right in front of the goal. It went right under Angry Junior's foot and into the corner. But the actual goal wasn't scored by Toby because George Clarkey at the very end used his foot to basically make sure he was ensuring that the goal actually went in. But when you look back at the footage, it was actually on target. So even though Toby didn't score this, in my heart, I still think Toby scored that. But I love that George Clarkey got the actual credit because I can't really remember him scoring ever. So now it's 9-8. Simon FC up. People were like, oh fuck. There's no way there's no way that's how it ends. But then something crazy happens. And who would have guessed it? It was Theo Baker. Theo, for the first time not being injured in a Sidemen charity match, basically, takes it. And at this point, they're at like the 87th minute. Remember, this is right after they just scored that corner kick. You know, hopes is down. Adrenaline's kind of slowing down. You know, everyone's getting fucking tired. It's the 86th minute. People have been running around for days. Theo takes it basically from their goal, runs it up the field all the way to the Sidemen's goal, scores a beautiful kick right to the left, which SUC could have blocked. He could have, but he just didn't want to stretch, even though he's fucking like 6 foot at least, and he's got the wingspan of a fucking pterodactyl. Theo Baker clutches up, makes it 9-9, forcing penalties for the first time in Sidemen charity match history. Now, this is where the craziest part for me, just because of what happened and what happened after. So first up, okay, Sidemen FC is the first one to go for penalty. Sketch is obviously in the goal. And the first person they bring up, Simon Miniminter, their captain, the best person on the team, bar maybe Toby and Manny. He goes for the penalty. And he does the same shot he likes to do basically every time he goes for a goal or a penalty. He just taps it very lightly, just like very nonchalantly, how Simon likes to do it, into the right corner. Sketch dives for it and just barely grabs that fucking bitch and blocks the shit out of Simon's shot, stopping the ball from going to the net and meaning Simon was the only blocked shot in penalties. Everybody else scored. XUC didn't concede every shot. He didn't block a single one. Sketch clutched it up against Miniminter to win the trophy for the All-Stars. I can't tell you in that moment how I just basically knew it was over. The thing is, if it was someone else, like if it wasn't Simon who missed that shot, I would have been like, nah, we're all good. But the fact that Simon missed the shot, knowing his skill level, knowing what he can do, I just knew at that point, yeah, Simon's lost. The Simon's lost. Simon lost it for us. Simon choked it. And it's also cinema how it ended as well. Speed was the last one on the All-Stars to actually go for the penalty. Remember, Sketch blocked Miniminter's shot. So that means they scored every other goal. This means XUC has to stop the shot or else the All-Stars win the penalty shootout. And what does Speed do? Speed slowly jogs the ball, gives it one good ass kick straight down the middle. XUC actually blocking it slightly, but it wasn't enough power to push it away. It bounces, and rolls into the goal. And it's just funny how that shit ended, how everything happened. Miniminter being the reason the Sidemen lost, choking it for everyone else. Everybody else scored. Mark fucking Rober scored a penalty, and Simon Miniminter didn't. Mark Rober, Harry, KSI, and at this moment I forgot who else. They didn't. They got the actual ball in the goal, but Simon didn't. I want to think like maybe he did this because he wanted like the story, but then I'm just like, stop fucking coping. Like, Simon, your favorite Simon member, just choked. How does this shit happen, bro? Speed wins it for them as the captain, scoring his first goal, scoring the winning penalty. And the YouTube All-Stars, for the first time in 7 years, claimed the trophy at Wembley Stadium in front of 90,000 people and 2 mil plus viewers on YouTube. I can't begin to tell you how I felt in the moment. I was literally in the shower because it's like it started at 4, ended at 7 for me. So it's 4 a.m. and it ended at 7. You can even see it's fucking daylight now. I'm a night shift worker, so it'll be alright. But like bruv. Bro, I don't regret a single thing. Like, I might be tired of shit later on. I don't regret it. I can't lie. I don't think the Simon can ever. Oh my God. And I forgot. Fucking Logan Paul also scored. Logan Paul. I know because he's athletic, but fuck bro, his footballing ability is shite. He not only scored a goal, but he probably hit the most legendary celebration by doing a literal TKO on Joe Weller when he scored his goal. If you guys haven't seen it, did a WWE move on Joe Weller. I don't even know if it was planned because he just hit that shit smoothly. Now, as a Sidemen fan, like obviously I was kind of hurt and a bit sad that the boys didn't win. But if you step back, look at it from like a different perspective, not a Sidemen fan, but just as, you know, a fan of football, a fan of charity, just a fan of YouTube in general, YouTubers. Bro, this was just a W. This was a W all around. The amount of goals scored, bro. The amount of viewers, the amount of money, the storylines intertwined with this. I mean, the halftime show was good as well. What more can you want or do, really? What can they do to elevate the levels? I know every time everyone just says, what can people do to, you know, elevate or high the levels? But at this point, what can you do? They've conceivably done everything you can really do. They did the penalty shootouts. They had heaps of goals. They raised like 4 or 5 million. They broke their last record of 3 million in the last charity match by half time. They had 3 million in the first half. And they had to at least go on 5 mil. I didn't see the final figure. They were taking ages trying to do that shit, and I had to go to sleep. But I had to get this out. Cinema. I'm telling you, cinema. I'm telling you right now, even as a Sidemen fan, if you say that this charity match was shit, you are just hating. You're just being a Sidemen dick sucker. Bro, I've literally been with them for at least 8 years. I can take my bias out of the picture and admit when something is just good, you know? You can't just let your rage, frustration cloud your judgment on an objectively great event, the best event I think the Sidemen have ever done. Bro, I know on the sidecast, maybe I need to get Side Plus. Bro, they're going to be running Simon through the mud for missing that fucking penalty. He was the only one he missed. Simon sold. He's my favorite Sideman, but he sold the bag. Especially Ethan. Ethan's like he loves football, bro. He does Sunday League. He's gonna be talking massive shit. And that's also why I think they won't let this be the last charity match. Even though I think if they ended this right now, this charity match, this would leave just such a big legacy. Not only in like YouTube, but just history, I think. I know it's a bit of a bold claim to say, but I think it's true. Like, that's my thoughts. There's probably so much other shit that I'm forgetting that I want to talk about, but I just can't because my mind's scrambled. It's scrambled just with everything. But I hope you guys enjoyed this just little rant. Make sure to go over to the donation link. If it's still active, I'm going to put it down there so you guys can actually go and donate. It is obviously all the proceeds is going to charity. So it's just a good cause, you know. And yeah, I don't really got much to say. I need to get my ass to sleep. But Simon, you sold this game. You're supposed to be the best Sideman. How can you do this to me, bro? Simon should have won.